Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please be joined by Democratic State Representative Pam Marsh. Good to see you today. How are you?
Thank you so much to be here.
Yeah, so we're glad to have you. So we're talking about the Smoke and Fire Summit you have planned for this Saturday.
Right.
That's open to the public, correct?
Absolutely. We're inviting everyone to come in. We're going to have, I think, a very substantive conversation around issues that we've all encountered in the smoke and fire kind of summer that we've had.
Yeah, it's been that kind of summer.
It's been a difficult time.
We've been talking about. What are you hoping to accomplish from this?
Well, I think first we start from the place where we all are, which is that it has been a very difficult summer. We've suffered economically. Our health has suffered. We are looking at the future, trying to figure out what kind of community we can be if we have persistent conditions like this every year. So what we want to do is really bring people together, talk about all the pillars that need to be involved in any discussion of smoke and fire, including forest management practices, climate issues, health mitigation, and economic resilience. So we're going to have panels on all of those subjects. We're going to bring in some state experts as well as local folks, and really try to have a sustained conversation around each one of those areas with the goal of understanding how we can be a more resilient community.
Okay, and is this is the end goal? Obviously, it sounds like since the public is invited to for them to take this information home, or are you kind of collating this and it's affecting how you're going to be voting in the legislature?
No, I think this is really about all of us. This is us as a community coming together. And while I don't expect to have a blueprint for action at the end of this, I think this is a beginning conversation and many conversations to come over the months to come to say how can we be a safer community. How can we build an economy that can be sustained during difficult times? How do we take care of ourselves and vulnerable communities from a health perspective? And then again, what are some actions we can take to address climate issues?
Is there going to be interaction between the audience?
We just have so many experts coming in. We decided that we needed to give the full light to the experts. So while we'll invite the communities to stay for a while afterwards and have informal conversations, we're not going to be able to have any kind of formal question and answer period.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, and you mentioned a lot of the industries, if you will, that are going to be representative. Is there anybody that some of our viewers might know?
Well, you know, there's a long list of people, probably a dozen participants. Again, some of them are from a state perspective and some of them are local. For example, the forest management panel is going to include Chris Dunn, who is a professor at OSU, talking about forest history and how we got to this point. We're going to have Mark Webb, who is from a forest collaborative up in John Day, to tell us how work has been done in that community, to give us some perspective. And then we're going to have Marco Bay, who is from Loma Katsi, who's been doing forest work here locally, to talk about how this work translates to our region and what practices might be available to us for doing more work in the future, again, to make our community safer. So it's sort of a combination of bringing in experts and tapping the experts we have in our own community.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Ashland Democratic State Representative Pam Marsh. We're talking about this Smoke and Fire Summit you have this Saturday. What exactly time is it Saturday?
Doors open at 9:15. We will start very promptly at 9:30 because we have a lot of content. It's on the Southern Oregon University campus in the Stevenson Union. Walk in and you'll find us in the big meeting room on the main floor. And we're going to go till 12:30, 12:45. Because again, we have a lot of presentations scheduled. Yeah,
you have a lot of experts from around the state coming in, and people are it's free to attend. People are welcome to come.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So I want to ask, is this like kind of a new normal? Should we be expecting fire seasons like this? It does seem to be getting worse.
Well, you know, we have the combination of a few difficult factors. We have forests that are, for a variety of reasons, really prone to fire right now. We have a climate that is continuing to get hotter. There was a Mail Tribune front page, which really caught my attention about a month ago. Across the banner headline, it said, wildfire season not close to ending yet. And down the side, it said, scientists foresee 5 hotter years ahead. And that's the situation that we're in. So I don't know that there's a lot we can do to change those conditions, but there are things that we can absolutely do to make our community safer and to help us understand how we cope with this and how we stay healthy and what actions we can take on the long term.
Is there, I don't know all your committees in the legislature, forgive me, is there anything you can do in the legislature to help mitigate some of that damage?
Well, we have the combination of, I don't know that there's a lot we can do to change those conditions, but there are things that we can absolutely do to make our community safer and to help us understand how we cope with this and how we stay healthy and what actions we can take on the long term.
Is there, I don't know all your committees in the legislature, forgive me, is there anything you can do in the legislature to help
Well, I think on the forest management front, we're going to look at how we do that collaborative work and how we fund it. I think that's certainly a question that's up for state legislative discussion. On the economic development front, I sit on the Economic Development Committee, and we've certainly discussed over the course of the past year the devastating economic impacts of fire. And we are looking at ways that we can support communities in doing strategic planning around broadening their economic base. So I think in certainly health, we're going to be looking at vulnerable communities and what kind of systems we need to have available from a public health perspective if we understand that our vulnerable communities not only have winter times to deal with, but they also have these difficult conditions in the summer. So I think all of these subjects are really up for discussion in some context in the legislature.
Certainly bears watching. Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.